All right, what we're doing here, if you get the cable jacket cut deep enough to get down in here and mess up anything internally, your shielding, your ground check monitor, ground, whatever, then you have to remove enough jacket to go in and repair it. And what I'm going to do now is show you how to remove that jacket like we're going to make a splice. Okay, what I've done here, I'm just backing up from where we had to repair, showing you how to take out about 6 inches of the cable, taper each end like we do a regular splice, and that way we can do both ends and put it together like a splice, but it'll just be a lot shorter. And I've already done part of this one. On your larger cables, you want to go about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. As you see, as I went around it, all you do is just take your blade, use your control cut as you come down. Now these don't have to be really neat because I'm going to show you how to taper it once you get down. All right, that's all I'm going to take off right now. What you want to do is back up about 4 or 5 inches on your outer jacket. Now there's 2 or 3 things you can do. You can use your razor blade here. You see how this cuts all that outer jacket off? It gets rid of the oil, your rock dust, your grease. But more importantly, you see right here how this tapers that and rounds it off. See, it was really messy. And each time your blade comes down, it rounds it off, so it just looks like a high voltage pencil. See how neat that is? Okay, then once you get all the way around it, I used to take my knife and I would go down when I was going to cut it off. I'd get me about 3 or 4 cuts. Invariably, I'd end up messing up my shielding. But just turn your pliers backwards, and let the heel of your pliers roll that cable back. You get it started. Then you can turn them over the right way and pull it as you go. All right, now see, if you didn't cut it deep enough and where your outer jacket flax a little bit. All right, now you see how you get down in where you can work on it. Now you can do whatever you need to do. So what I'm going to do is get the one that we've already got prepared and show you how to splice it back. Okay, we'll get it and put it in here, and then we'll start to putting the outer jacket back on. Okay, I've already went ahead and tapered both ends of this one to show you how the splice would be. One of the main things you want to remember is this wood rasp, and it's easier to just use the outside corners and go down there on a 45 and then come back. Now the reason for this, I went to the cable vulcanized shop and I asked the guys, familiar, sometimes you get a vulcanized cable in and right here on the ends it'll roll up 1/4 or 1/2 inch, but that's as far as it ever go. Sometimes it wouldn't move at all. And so I asked them, I said, how do you keep it from rolling back and how do you keep it from breaking? And they said, well, come in the shop and I'll show you. They taper this back with their knife and use a belt sander, and then they rasp it with some type of a rasp. And by doing that, you rough this up so that you get a bond from your outer jacket. And so this would be the mastic that sticks, but it will not bond if you don't get that good rough texture to it. The other thing is right here, if you don't get this taper, then you've got a big round portion of your cable. Then when you tape up to it, you don't get any bond. It will go up, then when you go around your corners, it would open up. And what happens, it invariably break right here. So be sure you clean it, use your sandpaper and your cleaner before you even start this. Then what you do is come back here, once you got your repair done, get about 1/4 inch up on your outer jacket, so that you want to leave this open for your bond. And then you put this in nice and tight all the way through. Now a lot of the guys at this point will want to take their printed tape, put it on upside down so that they can get back into it. Well, that's a no-no. Remember the law, 75604. You have to put it on according to manufacturer specs. All right, now what we want to do is get us 3 or 4 layers of this, build it up nice and tight, pull all our conductors down, get it in order. I usually like to pull it about 1/3 of the stretch. All right, now see at this point we got it all bound down nice and tight. Then we use our 2619, we want to waterproof it. Our goal is to keep the water out of it. So our outer jacket will be to about 3 inches out. Then we got about 2 inches here. So we have 4 to 5 inches of good watertight seal. All right, take this material, start right on the edge, and tape it all the way up, pulling it nice and tight as you go up till you get to the outside of the thickness of your jacket. Then you can start to the other end. High flap this thing all the way across, keeping it nice and snug. Now the watertight seal is on the bottom. As you come to this end, up your tapers, keep it real tight so that you get a good bond. Now the goal here is to build it up about the same size as the cable itself. So normally you can either pull it tight or leave it a little bit loose to get the thickness, the size you want in your outer jacket. All right, see, we pretty much got our thickness all the way through. We got it waterproof. We got it nice and smooth. Now it's time for the outer jacket. So what you want to do, stretch it, break the modulus. Then you want to start at least the width of your tape out past it, out past your work area. Come up and tie that in. All right, now see, the new jackets are half laminated with the same material that's on the bottom side. So that gives you a guideline to go by. So as you wrap that thing, just go around, keep your groove right at the edge. Just barely cover it, or you don't even have to cover it actually. But it gives you a nice smooth texture. Now what happens if you get a true half lap on it, each time you go over it, see we got 2 layers here, we come up and go over it again, we got 2 layers. If you go too far over, you don't get a full layer and you've only got 1 layer of material. So you weaken your splice just by not doing your half lap layer. All right, 2 things that's important. The way we started the splice, remember we overlapped the end of it so that it couldn't peel back. Now on this end, we do something a little bit different. Once you get as far as you want to go, you take your blade about 6 inches up, cut back towards your splice. All right, then break it off here, because the way this mastic is, if it touches where you don't want it to, it's hard to get. All right, see now we're going to make it nice and square on this end. So as we pull this taper up, see how it lays down? All right, once you do that, in order to finish it up, all you do is take a piece of your printed tape, right at the end, start right at the outside of your jacket, get your 4, 5, 6 layers, back up on it about the width of your tape, taper it back down the other end, go out till you're only 1 layer thick, and back up. And you would do both ends that way and see what a nice smooth taper you've got now all the way through. It's back like a splice. You don't have to worry about it failing. And just do the other end too and you're done with it.